Good morning. Happy Friday. This is Pamela with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator, here for today's Feel Good Friday Live with Pamela. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is where I will share with you how to create fun cards, sometimes fun folds, sometimes just fun techniques. Today we're going to do a standard size card using several fun techniques and some brand new product. So I'm super excited about that. So I have everything here ready for our demonstration. As you may have seen or noticed, if you have been following me for the last month or so, I also have out my new Stampin' Up, I think it says it somewhere up here, glass mat. So I'm excited to give it a try and share more about it with you. I was going to look, let me see, something, because there's several things that came with it. I'm actually not even sure what I've done with them. Well, I know what I've done with one of the things, but I keep moving things around, so now I'm forgetting where things are, where I've stuck things. Let me look around here real quick. I may just have to share a graphic with you. So, please say good morning. Hello, Mommy Made Knits. Yes, new products is always fun. Thank you for joining me. So I can see that I'm live on YouTube because it's showing me that comment came from YouTube. So thank you so much. So I've done a little bit more rearranging. I even rearranged my lighting a little bit so that I didn't have too much of a glare up here. Still working on lighting over on this side, but I do have windows that are right here, so that helps. So let's see. How are y'all doing this morning? Good morning, Lisa. Thank you so much for commenting. Let me know that you're here. So I'm not even going to bother to go over to Facebook and YouTube because I got a comment from each one. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so today we are going to be using the new Changing Leaves bundle. The bundle includes the stamp set. So this is a photopolymer stamp set. Really pretty. My actual stamps are over here on my Misty already. So they should be in here, but I don't have all my stamps in here right now. But the dies, I actually have two layers here because this one is so large, so it cuts out these leaves right here and also does something really fun with the embossing folder, which we're going to play with today. We're not going to do a lot of stamping. We're going to do a lot of die cutting, dry embossing, and even heat embossing, and a little bit, I think, of the enamel effects. So all right, and then these are all the dies that it comes with. So some fun little elements, leaf elements here, and then you've got some great labels to go along with your messages, which we have. You are amazing in every single way. I couldn't have done it without you. Here for you. Thank you. A little note to brighten your day. All right. So we're going all fall theme today. We're calling it Christmas in July because we had a lot of Christmas products that became available, but I'll do that mostly on Monday and Wednesday through the month of July. And then I want to do, I think I'm going to play with a lot of this collection in different ways on Fridays. Because I was trying to think, I think I just got Christmas and autumn. So there are some Halloween items. I did not get any of those this year. I may end up getting some of the pumpkins, because I think Jeff just planted pumpkins in the garden yesterday. So we may, of course, I won't have any pictures until closer to October, of course, I guess. So, but I could make some cards toward the end of the month. So we will see. Okay, so let's get busy. So I've got the bundle here. I've got my papers here. Let me share about the gold mercury vellum. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So you get 2 of each of these sheets. So let me kind of share the patterns with you. This is what we're using today. That little bit less, this one is more dense, I guess, but it's not texturized. This one is a little bit texturized. You can feel it. And then this one really, really is. I really kind of like that one because it's kind of reminding me of leopard print a little bit. That might be fun, like for zoo and safari and things like that. They can be used for anything, but I thought it would be really pretty with the autumn and the leaves. So I'm using that. And then we've got crushed curry. This is a color the first time I'm ever using this color. I'm going to double check. Let's see, I'll just bring in got my catalog handy. Just going to confirm that that's the color. Yes. So crushed curry, Cajun craze, and Mossy Meadow. So Mossy Meadow is in another, so these 2 are in the Regal's collection of products, and then Mossy Meadow is in the neutrals. So you could use maybe Old Olive if you wanted to get like a combo of the cardstock. You would have those colors. And then, oh, for the first time too, I'm using beige, the new beige. So excited about that. I have the beige ribbon as well. We'll use a little bit of that. These are some of the new exclusive, online exclusive pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. Thank you. Yes, this is my favorite mug. Very favorite. And then I pulled out some gold metallic enamel effects along with some Wow metallic gold rich embossing powder. Got my Versamat that I'll need. And I think that's it. So let's get busy. Let me rearrange here just a little bit. So I have everything I need. Because I do get to break out my big cut and emboss machine today. I broke it out yesterday actually, but I get to share it and show it with you. So we'll need that. We'll need this. Let me pull out the ones that I didn't use that one, I don't think. I think I just used these right here. So I've made a sample. I'm going to try to do this sample just a teeny bit different because I had an idea in the middle of the night or something. I don't know. So this is the embossing folder. It's a Changing Leaves hybrid embossing folder. Okay. So these Stampin' Up embossing folders are like nice and thick. And then you can I'll show you in a minute. Let me get everything pulled out. I've got everything pre-cut. I'll need to do some die cutting on that. And then we'll do some dry embossing on that piece. This is for the inside. I think these 2 pieces. So I'm going to set those aside for the moment. We're going to be die cutting this and these 3 pieces. And then this is our card base. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a minute. We'll get all our prep work done and then we will assemble. All right. So if you have any questions, let me know. These products, especially the new ones, are available. I'm going to do dry embossing. Okay. Just trying to get my order, figure out Okay, let me get my big machine. It's so beautiful. I love it. And it's not quite as heavy as my old close to my heart one, so I love that. Whoops, sorry about that. All right, so it takes up almost the whole space here. So that'll be good. So I'm trying to keep it centered right here. So let's see how that works. I think I already have some tape on here. I'm going to grab a couple of pieces. I don't know that I'll need this. I got this just recently, the Post-it labeling and cover-up tape. It's 1 inch. I had some other that was like 3 or 4 inches wide, which is great for certain things. I'm just going to take a few and stick them on there in case I need them. Okay, and then this comes with, I guess I'll just stick it up here. Let's see here. Let me flip this around. So you've got all these plates that it comes with. Okay, so I'll have to read the instructions to make sure I'm using the right plates with the right technique. Set those aside. So let's just do some regular dry embossing first. I want to dry emboss this beige cardstock through here. So we'll just lay that. I actually need it, I do need it in a certain place. Let me flip it around this way because that's going to maybe. Let me think for a minute. Well, it doesn't have to be, but the way I did the original sample was, so maybe I want to do it this way. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure. I'm actually not, I think this is, that's raised. I think that's indented. So let's do this. Let me find. I'm going to kind of try to get it the same place on here if I can. So I'm going to bring it down and position it. When I originally did the card, I did a full 6x6 piece. So if you want anything on here in a specific place, you'll need to position it where you want it. So that's what I'm trying to do, is just get it positioned and in there straightish, because I want this big leaf right here embossed, okay? And then let me show you, if you're not familiar with the cut and emboss, it does give you instructions on how to do that. So there's your folder. I think it's this, I'm trying to think, using the standard embossing folders. I don't know this is considered a standard one, so I'm going to do it this way. I can put it. And then 4 goes over top of it, and then I think that's going to work for us. So there are no manual adjustments on this. It's just all has to do with the plates. Okay. And the embossing that these do are amazing. I just love that. How pretty that is. It did crease it just a tiny bit, which my other one didn't, but I think that'll be okay with the technique we're doing. And then let's do some regular die cutting. Let me double check. So these two will be for, we'll be doing regular die cutting on these. So I'll need, first, I'm going to do this big, so there, it's all one piece, so when you cut, it's going to cut all of these. So you can make multiple cards. Okay, now I need my cutting plates, and I think I need, there's number 2 is, I don't know what they call this. Let me see if it says. It's kind of like a shim, maybe. So you put that down onto your number 1. And then, of course, I've only used it one time, see? So I'm going to put my paper down next. So 1, 2, 3, paper down, die cut down. I'm going to kind of push it over to It doesn't matter. I'll just cut some of that off right there. We'll put it right in the center, and then we're going to lay down number 3, and I think that's it. I'm going to double check, but I think that's it. Yeah, 3 is a sandwich. Okay, so we should be able just to run that through. It just works beautifully. I really, really like this one. All right, so I will save this because it's so pretty, and I can punch out of here or trim some of this off to use it in other ways. It's too pretty just to throw that piece away. So you end up getting these 3 pieces. Okay, so we're going to keep this piece, and then these pieces you can use on another project. I may use them like on a scrapbook page, or just, you can do the same card that I'm going to show you today and doing your leaves all different ways. Okay, so we're not done with that yet. Let's find my little piece of Mossy Meadow. Good morning, Debbie. And again, we're going to do just die cutting. So I've got these 3 dies from that set. I can just put in here. Let's see. So my piece is plenty big enough. And then I'm going to just set it right there. Still a little slow on this. Just make sure I'm doing things correctly. So someday, hopefully in the near future, I'll just be whipping this stuff out. All right, so these pieces, that was kind of nice that time. That didn't pop out, so I'll have to, those pieces came out nice this time. We'll punch that out in just a second. Let me wipe that off into the trash. I don't need that stuff. And let me find my, oh, so I can just take a piercing tool of some kind and poke those out. I hope y'all can see that, to get that out of there if it stays. Same thing with this one. That's what those little holes are for right there. It doesn't cut holes, it's just so you can poke your piece out if you need to. All right, so next we will do, this is the really cool hybrid part. All right, so we're gonna take this and this at the same time, and we're going to, so I think it goes, does it go up this way? It's got to be up, so give me a sec. There we go. And you just kind of maneuver it until it nests inside there. Okay, and just remember that these cutting pieces right here have to be up against your paper so it will cut. So I'm going to do the crushed curry. Just going to lay it in there. This is a 6x6 piece. And then I don't know that it really matters how you put it in there. I'm going to do it like that. Okay. And then this is where we're going to remove all these plates. And we're only using plate 1 and plate 4. Okay. And so it's going to dry emboss. And it's kind of tight. Dry emboss and cut at the same time. This is so cool. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do this on the, I forget what the color is already. Cajun Craze too. So can you see? Check that out. Isn't that so cool? So you could do something fun with this, I guess. Maybe trim out, actually, well, I was going to see, I don't know if, I haven't attempted, no idea if like That doesn't really, no, that doesn't really match up. I just thought I would check. But you could fussy cut these out if you wanted to, okay? Or maybe someone's figured out, you might could put it on a page. I guess it would be a 6x6 card. I don't know. Or I don't know that you could really trim it down any more than that. And I would probably just fussy cut those out so I could use those pieces. But look at that. Look how pretty those are. They're cut out and everything for you already. Love it. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again. Let me get that nested back in there. So it's just kind of like a little puzzle. You got to just get it nested in there good so it's not moving around. Kind of push it back and forth. And lay your paper down again. I'm going to flip it back that way and do this one more time. And then I think, I'm looking, I think we'll have most of everything cut and dry embossed that we need. So again, it's pretty snug going through there. All right, so I can move this out of the way, I believe. I'm going to put that away. I have the perfect little nook back here on my calyx. I always forget how to pronounce it, the IKEA calyx, I think. Okay, so now we have it in the Cajun Craze as well. So I can put that away. There's all my pieces over here. Just cleaning up, pulling in all my pieces. All right, we're gonna want this large one for this one. We don't need all the pieces. Now this, for whatever reason, it didn't cut out quite as well that time. Uh-oh. There we go. I'm going to have to trim that up just a little bit. That's the one I want. So I think all these pieces are what I want right here. Okay. Scissors. Let me see about trimming that little piece out right there. It just didn't quite get it for some reason. Okay. But I think everything else looks good. All right, here we go. Okay, straighten up a little bit. All right, something that I wanted to try. I already have a sample over here that I'll share with you when I'm done. But we are going to add a little bit of extra pizzazz, I think, to this. This is just something I thought of that it'll be a little bit more like mixed media. I'm going to grab one of these. And so this is the Metallic Enamel Effects Basics in Gold. So during the Creativity Now event, that was the first part, or toward the end of June, I guess, I don't remember the exact date, we learned how to use this enamel effects kind of in a fun way. I'm doing something kind of similar, but a little bit different. So I'm just going to lather up some on here. I'm using the tip to kind of smear it back and forth a little bit. Don't want it super thick, though I already got it kind of thick. I'll just do the whole thing. Okay, so this is just a work in progress. I'm just gonna bring this, just smear this down, kind of back and forth a little bit. It's gonna just hit the raised edge. I don't care where it goes really. I knew I didn't want to, this is kind of like paint, so you don't want to, you want to be careful on what you put it on. So I'm just trying to bring some gold into the background. if I can figure it out, of course I would love just to have it on the raised leaves, but I haven't figured that part out yet. So I'm just kind of trying to get a little color on each one of the leaves, just to add a little distress. Just kind of put it where you want, see where it grabs. And then you can just kind of swipe it so it's a thin layer. And what I did, I think I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'll show you the other technique that I did. It was just kind of like doing it along the edges. So let's just do that too while we're here. So this is just going to add some extra technique. Now I probably should have done this before I still got to do a little embossing, so I think we'll have plenty of time to dry. And I can heat this with the heat gun if I need to as well. So I'm just adding a little bit more just along the edges. And see the gold and the shine? Okay. So love that. Oops, I got a little bit on my... So I have, do I have it on my desk still? I don't think I do. So this is a glass mat. Let me see if my wet thing will clean it up. If not, just get a little bit of rubbing alcohol. It actually cleans up pretty well. The glass. Just have to press a little bit. But you could get a little bit of rubbing alcohol too, because the top is just glass. Okay, just looking to see if I have any more mess. Okay, let's clean that up. So all is well. Except now I got it on my table too, so I got stuff everywhere. There we go. I'm going to take that and put it in a safe place so I can clean it up later. Okay, I think we're good. So that piece will set over here to the side for a minute to dry. And I may zap it with my heat gun. Okay, so now we have our card base. Let's build up this a little bit. I don't think I need... So I already scored it. This was 8.5 by 5.5, and then I scored it at 4 1/4. Okay, you can fold it either way. Let me get my... So I'm just doing this one card today because we have quite a few techniques in it. All right, so there's that. Then this piece and this piece are going to go on the inside. I think I cut it at 4 and 5 1/4. Good morning, Teresa. Thank you all for commenting and saying hello. Makes it feel like I'm actually creating with, like at a crop or something, which is much more fun than just sitting here doing it by myself when I know y'all are here. Okay, so I'm just layering that piece, and again, this is beige cardstock. It's a new color. All right, and then I thought I'd just stick this in here. Okay, so you might just want to strategically put a couple of little dots back behind the gold foil. Can you see what I'm doing? And you won't be able to see the adhesive. Make sure to get kind of in the corners or around the edges. So I'll do one over here, there. All right, that's probably good. Okay. And then I can just layer that down. And I'm going to leave like a 1/4 inch. You could totally bring in one of these pieces right here if you wanted to. That one's going to be too big probably, but that would be fun. I think I'll do that just to add a little something in there. be a little bit more generous with the, because that is dented, like, I forget what they call it. This is the upside, so you want to make sure you have enough adhesive on there to actually stick to the surface. All right, so that's our inside. I'm still gonna let that dry just for a minute. That'll be on here. So let's do our heat embossing real quick. So I'm just gonna do thank you. On my original sample, I just did it in Mossy Meadow ink. And then I thought, oh, it'd be really pretty with, okay, I don't know if I have my, what do you call it? I need a new, anti-static. Let me see, I think it may be over here. Let me look and see. I don't know what I did with it. So I'm just going to use my shirt and we'll see what that does. Okay, so it really just has to do with the oils. You want to get the oils off your hands. That's, when you've touched the paper. Okay, this is Versamark. So it's a clear ink. I'm just going to do it right in the center. Okay. And see how, that's, looks just like the, I think it's wet enough. I don't know. I'm trying to see. We'll see if the powder sticks. I don't want that one. I'm going to get a new piece of, doesn't look very wet. So let's see what happens. Put my cap back on my metallics. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to hold it with my, I don't think it's going to stick. It did. Okay. Oops. Surprise. Just didn't look very wet. Oh, darn it. Oops. Yeah, be careful blowing on it. Okay, I think I have a little brush. I want to brush a little bit of that off. Let me see. There's one. Oh, there's a better one. Okay, so I have a somewhat thin little brush. There's a little bit right up here I want to dust off. I'm not sure. I was looking at the stamp. I guess it does come across there a little bit. It looks kind of funny right there. Okay, I think that's going to do all right. So let's set that aside, put my embossing powder away before I literally get it everywhere. Now I can blow and clean up my mess. I got some inside there. It's so funny because it's been a long time since I've done some of these techniques. All right, so I can pick this up. I've got my heat tool here. It's going to get noisy for a second. And we're just going to melt that powder. Can you see it changing? Come on. Okay. Then I'm going to bring this over and just go around it real quick just to kind of make sure it's as dry as possible. Mainly around the edges. Okay, hope y'all could hear me say that. So I just hit it around the edges mostly. Okay, now I'm gonna use this just in case it's still a little bit wet. And actually I could just hold it like this. And we're going to make sure we are generous, if I can get it out good, with our glue. Make sure I go around the edges good. Smooth that out a little bit. Okay. Bring in my base. Make sure, oh, yep. All right, and I want it this way. So I think I can go ahead and take my, I guess as I lay this down, we'll see how dry it is. I think it's pretty good. Okay, so that's just kind of a mixed media look, little bit of distressing texture, lots of texture actually because of the dry embossing. And now we can bring in these pieces. So I position that just so I could perfectly lay that over top of that. So you wouldn't even need any on there. If you didn't want to lay that one on, you could do just like this if you wanted to, but I did want to use this one, so I'm going to put quite a bit of adhesive on the leaves, a little bit on the stem, and then I'm going to lay it right on top of that one. Doesn't have to be laid on there. It could be going the opposite direction if you wanted, but I'm just going to hold it down for a second so it kind of adheres well. Then we have these two pieces. Just like to use my tweezers, getting to where they're like super handy. Trying to keep my fingers from getting glue all over them. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to kind of position it going over this way. We're just starting to layer all the leaves down. Again, got to kind of press it down so it sticks where it's supposed to. That glue will dry pretty clear. Sometimes I'll just take the edge of my tweezers. All right, and then this one will go next. So just put a few little dots here and there. And then we'll have it just kind of poking up over here. Then we can take our crushed curry. So we got Cajun craze and crushed curry, and then mossy meadow. That's what we did. I'm just trying to learn the names. This one and the Cajun craze, I think, are some of the first time I've used it. All right, and then this one we're gonna kind of put like right, maybe push it up a tiny bit. So that's coming, leaf is kind of coming out. Again, just try to make sure that press down well so it's grabbing a hold of something. Then you have your vellum, your gold mercury vellum leaf. This one I'm not too concerned about, just a light layer. You could just put it all down here really. You can't really see the glue. Okay, and then maybe position it up a little higher and right there. Again, yep, just press it, everything down just for a second or two. That glue is very sticky, so it should stay pretty well. All right, now we need a couple of dimensional elements just to put right here. We're almost done. This was even though there was like lots of technique, it was, I think I might do like 3. It really came together pretty quickly. Probably could have done a little bit better on my heat embossing, but I'm just gonna have to practice a little bit more. Looks pretty good. Okay, and just position it where you're kind of covering most of those stems. Okay, like that. And then we need our ribbon. So I've got the beige ribbon. I'm just gonna do a regular bow ribbon. You could have like tucked it up underneath there a little in a certain way if you wanted to. This is kind of my standard go-to. For now, I may come up with another favorite way to do my bows or use my ribbon. I'm trying to decide how big do I really want it? Not really super big. So just maneuver it until you get what you think you like, and then I'm gonna cut the tails. I think I'm gonna do it this way. Ow! And so that one's gonna go up as well. We need some glue dots. I'm gonna put one on that side of the knot and then that side of the knot. And that'll hold it fairly secure. And I'm just gonna put it right down here. You could tuck it up under if you wanted to. You could put it on here anywhere you want. But that's just where that's gonna go. And last but not least, let's add a few of our pecan pie adhesive back gems. Using our take your pick tool. Finally have remembered what it's called. Slowly but surely I'll learn it all. I might need to pull out a little bit more. Okay, and then maybe like right there. All right. There you have it. Look at all the prettiness. And then the inside. All right, there is the Changing Leaves bundle. So you've got the dry embossing, the hybrid dry emboss and cut, and then your regular die cut. And we also did some heat embossing. So, all right, that was our Feel Good Friday live with Pamela creation. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Thank you, Teresa, Debbie, Lisa, and Mommy Made Knits. I don't know your first name. But thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great weekend. I didn't even ask if any of y'all had, did y'all have like a 4-day weekend? Unfortunately, Jeff only got yesterday off and he had to go back to work today. But anyhow, I did drop a link to the bundle and the vellum paper in the description, and I'll add the other items that I used as well after the live, but we're going to keep it short and sweet today. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, y'all have a great weekend, and I will probably see y'all. I know I'll see y'all Monday for Make It Monday, but I have some other items that are coming in today, so I may go live or do a video or something fun over the weekend. We'll see. Jeff has Kyle today, and is headed to, or they went to work. He took him to work today to kind of keep him out of my hair. I actually have Emily's dog here with us, but I shut them off in the front bedroom, and then the kittens I also shut off today into the pantry, so I would have a little peace and calm this morning. So it was much more enjoyable. So anyhow, be sure to check out all the new online exclusive items Stampin' Up just came out with, and the what are they? The Close to My Heart. I don't know what I did with my flyer already. Think here. No, I really don't know what I did with it. Like I said, I've got kind of stuff everywhere. I keep moving it around because I'm working on sales stuff. But also we have bonus days happening right now. So now through July 31st, when you spend $50, you get a $5 coupon from Stampin' Up. So that's every $50 you spend. And then you are able to redeem it in August. I just don't want to show you that one. That's mine. So I already earned $5. Don't need that. But anyways, be sure to take advantage of that. And with the $50 purchase, I will, let me look and see if I have those handy. If you want it, you'll need to use my hostess code, which I do have linked on my Facebook page. I'll drop it in here too in just a few minutes, but I'll send you all the pre-cut paper for the 2 market cards that I did, my craft along I did this past Saturday. You can catch the video on my YouTube channel, and it'll come along with a PDF, which I'm still trying to finish up. I'll do that probably tomorrow because Jeff is taking Kyle to his grandparents in Houston and supposed to be leaving him there until school starts back up. Yippee for me. So I'll mostly be here by myself, of course, with animals over the next month and a half, or it'll be about a month. School starts back up August 14th, I think. So, but Bevan will be back for a couple of days next week, and then she'll be back after July 31st, I think. She'll be back August 1st, and her birthday's August 2nd, so we can go celebrate. All right, so y'all have a great day. Bye.